Hello. Good afternoon. Hi. Beh. How's it going? We are in Blender. Hope everyone is doing well. I have a cup of tea. We're gonna try and carry on with the scarf. I haven't done Blender work in like ages, so I've already having gone away for just a day and then come back. I'm already like, ooh, what if I tried something different? Good afternoon, Rex. Doing good. Good. Excellent to hear. So I already have made this, but now I'm like, well, what if I tried using a path instead? How about you? I'm good. I'm alright. My brain is full of soup, but I am coping. Oh. So let me rethink. We add a path. Oh, of course it made it because the world origin got moved. How do I do this again? Cursed world origin. That's what I want. Delete that. Add. Path. Much better. Now it's centralized. And squish it down, but I will eventually squish it back out again. Right. So, I'm already thinking. Path. so I can extrude out either ends. I've not used paths a lot. So we're literally going to use this path to, like, draw the scarf. Is kind of like the idea, I think, here. So we want this to come out at the back here as our, like, really long trail. Let me bring that closer just a little bit. I'll need more geometry, like, around here, because we're literally gonna try and tie it into a knot. Like that. Let me increment this. So there you go, scarf, 02, path, I'm going to call this one. Hello, were floof brains, so I appeared at a reasonable pace. Indeed you did, indeed you did. How's your day going, Core? Been playing Final Fantasy? Damn, okay. Big stretch. We drink some tea. In very typical fashion, we own a lot of mugs, but almost all of them are in the wash at the moment because my parents came around yesterday. So my parents come around means that about 9 cups of tea were had in the household. So there's a lot of mugs in the wash. I try to encourage people to wash, like, if you're going to make a cup of tea the same day, like, hand wash them and quickly reuse them. But there is a certain amount of, like, throw it in the dishwasher, get a new one. And I'm like, So I came to make a cup of tea for lunch and I was like, oh, there's not a lot of mugs because they've all been put in the dishwasher. Just British things. Right, I'm gonna have this sort of come out at this angle because again, with both the scarves, we're like gonna let the physics kind of have them go flat. So I'm just gonna have this come out like straight and essentially like the T pose. I think we went to about there. Oh no, we went way longer. We want a long ass scarf. Even if I hand you a plastic cup, I expect you to reuse it for drinks at least once. At least once. At least once. Though I will say that there is a degree of because generally in the household being only me and Spook, we don't fill the dishwasher up in one day. So I will say that probably about 4 of the mugs that are in there are probably from like the last couple of days. But there's at least 5 mugs in there from yesterday. Because Spook also doesn't seem to rewash his mugs, which is funny because back in the flat, he was the one who told me, "Is like, hey, you should hand wash your mugs more because you're filling up the dishwasher." And now he's stopped doing it. So I came down. So like I come down in the morning, and there's a mug in the sink from Spook who's had his morning coffee, and I'm like, cool. Well, it's full of coffee stains, so give it a quick rinse and a quick scrub. Dishwasher. Parents came round, 3 more mugs immediately. Mum, Dad, and me. And before I can even say anything, they all get put in the dishwasher. And then Spook comes home, has another drink. So there's 6. And then when the evening comes around, I want one. I'm like, well, all the mugs got put in the dishwasher, so I guess I gotta have another one. So I get a mug and I hand wash that one. And I hand wash that mug and I put it on the draining board to dry, which is now the mug that I am using currently for my cup of tea today. Because I came to open the cupboard and I was like, oh, most of the mugs are gone. There are mugs in there, but there's like the big one and like a couple that are like hand wash only, and I was like, I don't fancy using those, so I just grabbed this one to reuse. But it's just funny. It's just funny how the top drawer of our dishwasher is like 90% mugs because my parents came round to visit. So it's like time for more tea. I'm going to make this end come out like a little bit more, but I don't want it to come out too much. Because like that's gonna fall. If that falls, that goes down to sort of like the sort of where the tail would be. You know? For most models. Right. Now because I don't do this often enough, it doesn't stick in my brain, so I need to look up the tutorial again on the next part of this. Where's the thing? Right, I believe I'm going to want to do another thing. Add. No wait, I need to be in the object mode. Add. Maybe circle? Go with circle. We'll go with circle. Scale that down. Edit, and I'm gonna grab you and you. And I'm going to scale you in. Like that. That's probably not the right way. There we go. Go down to geometry. Bevel object U. Oh, it's a bit wonky, but there you go. That's already kind of done what I'm after. It's kind of done it. Okay, so let me scale it down a bit. Okay. Okay, from the front, that's actually kind of not a bad shape of what I was after. Kind of go like that. Click on that. A dreepy. A dreepy. I have forgone how I do this. forgot what keybind it is, and I'm looking for the tutorial video that I feel like is just not here anymore, because I'm pretty sure it was made by this person, and I'm literally scrolling through their entire, like, video uploads, and it's not there, and I'm like, did they delete it? Maybe? Maybe? Aw, did not get the Dreepy. Okay, because... Ah. Okay, so I do know... Okay, so I've worked out that I do need to scale that down because, you know, fabric is going to pinch when it's tied up. So that's just going to happen. Let's just grab all these. Squish this down. Right. Tilt here. Hidden. So I can tell all the crafting you do is free. I might change for higher stuff though, so you can fairly easily level your crafting quests. The gathering part is kind of like doing gathering levy, but you're on a short timer. I'm not sure what you mean by free. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You don't have to use your own materials to make things like in the firmament. In the levy quests, you mean? I've actually never done a crafting levy quest. Materials are provided. In the levy quest? Never done a crest thing, Levia crest either, because maybe it's the same. Wait, so you mean just in general? I mean, if I'm gonna say no. I don't think that is how that goes, especially at higher levels. I think when you first start crafting, they do. I think when you're at low level crafting, they go, go turn this wood into lumber for me. But I think very rapidly it becomes you need to make this thing and you got to get the stuff yourself. In the space area, that's how it's going so far. Don't know then. Might have changed. They might have changed it because it's newer. But literally, when I was in Gridania, learning woodwork for the first time, the first couple of quests, I think they were like, "Oh, here, have some logs," and then soon after that, it was like, "I need some of this stuff," and they didn't give it to you, and I was like, "Oh, now I need to pick up botanist because I don't want to spend money." There we go. That's centralized now. Yeah, yeah. My understanding is that if you just level gathering, then that's cool because obviously you can just gather everything and then sell it. But if you level crafting, you rapidly realize that you kind of want to get gathering as well, unless you want to just fork out loads of money for everything. Which is why my inventory is a bomb site of materials, because it rapidly becomes this might be useful later. This might be useful later. And there's not enough inventory space. Which is why Guild Wars' system is better. Crafting materials are in their own separate inventory. And some of the new metallic ruby dye is very shiny. Ooh, sounds fancy. That sounds very fancy. Hmm. Okay. Ooh, fill caps. Yes, I do want that. I want the ends filled in. Let me have a look at this. Oh, it's upside down apparently. Silent cry. Yeah, that's a nicer shape, I think. I think it needs to be thinner still, though. That's too far. I like these special events there as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon tomorrow. I get to go to space. Okay, these need to be like squished down quite a bit, I think. Noise. If you have a ticket, you can be picked to pilot a vehicle and do the mission, which is usually breaking down larger things. But if you're not, you get special tools and let you gather the smaller bits up, so even a level 10 non-person can participate in it. Interesting. Interesting. You say I think I've said this, but actually said this before. I have not actually been to the firmament. So when people are talking about leveling their crafting and gathering in the firmament, I actually don't know what they are talking about. And I don't know why that is different from just doing it out in the world. I don't know what makes that different. How do I add a point midway? No, not like that. How do I delete point? How do I add point? Make segment? No. Blender add point along path. What are you working on? I'm making a scarf. How you doing, Ace? Working on some Blender as well. Nice. What are you making? The internet lied to me. That's not working. The internet lied to me. Working on a tail for my Abby. Ooh, what kind? Is it floofy? Or is it one of those ones that has like a tuft on the end? Click 2 dots and then subdivide, rather than just the one. That's probably the mistake I was making. Thank you. So this is why was that so hard, Reddit? Why was that so hard to communicate? Thank you, Ace. Why was that so hard to communicate? Snap to grid. That's not where I want you to be. Ooh, that's gonna looks like it's gotten twisted. There we go. What? A firmament has a gathering area you can walk and fly around in and gather materials that can use for crafting things to be turned into a collector for rather a lot of XP per turn, as well as a punch card for a chance for a special item. All the carbuncle things in my apartment come from it. Oh. So they went on the internet and lie? Doesn't seem right. You sure you didn't just misread it? They were like, oh, you just have to like press Control W when you have this tool selected. And I was like, ain't working. You please include additional information. Additional knowledge required. Okay. How do I want to approach this? I kind of want to twist this, I think. Or if we're using the technical term, it says tilt. Like that. There we go. Now it's starting to actually look like how we think it should. Interview late next week. I'll know about 2 other jobs soon simultaneously. Hey, thumbs up. Fingers crossed. They give you free other crafting tools that upgrade as you level and use them. Damn. I should have been leveling there, clearly. I was just making shit. That's in the space area, not the firmament. Oh, okay. Snooker telling me about the space area. I can't go there. Have an outfit from Monster Hunter Wilds. You have been fashion hunting? The true end game. Fashion hunting? The true end game of any Monster Hunter game. Fashion hunting. I suppose it being slightly asymmetrical does make it look more organic. Though I like this bit at the back being symmetrical because it's going to be all physicsed up. That's right, sorry. It's okay, I'm joking. You know I never take anything seriously. New update drop, new area that's similar to old area mechanics-wise. The event is fashion hunting, so baby levels. Ah, fair. Suppose areas unlock once you finish Endwalker, so I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not, don't worry. That's why I was like, eh? Firmament's been available since Stormblood, I think, so you should go if you have access to a great leveling area. Ew. If I ever do, although let's be honest, I never do anything. It was just one of those things where it's like, I don't know what this is, and I can't be asked to find out because I'm lazy. But everybody kept mentioning it. We're gonna squish this in. And when you get at some point, this will just convert into a mesh because I'm still using this path to do this, and that's when I'm gonna like be able to actually get into the nitty gritty of correcting some of this. Because this system does have limitations. That's not a bad shape though. Tilt that. Let's put a divide there. Let's put one in here as well. I think I'm gonna have to get going on the spring event. What does it? It gives like umbrellas and stuff, doesn't it? I'll pass. Ferment and new space area is very efficient. You get a lot for what you put into it. Ferment is sort of scratch card thing where you get free stuff such as furniture items and means, but also hairstyles and mounts. New space area is essentially the same. It will probably be more effective because of the increased XP. Okay, so it's just like the usual, like quote unquote power creep of hey, we haven't done this for a few expansions, so here's an updated one to deal with people being a higher level. Hyperfocus has been FF for a little bit. Frankly, opposite. Frankly, opposite for me. Hyperfocus is not on FF. Brain, not in FF mode. Though my brain's just been very scattered lately. I feel the last couple of weeks. I feel like my brain has been very, and thus it is not condoned in doing anything. Okay, so this doesn't need to fit this exact model because this is being made to be generic. So if anything, if I do want to sort of tilt that a bit more, like that. And I kind of like it being a bit bigger. So, guess so. Grab these and grab the knot and actually lower it down. So it's more at the base of the neck like that. I'm gonna need a thing in here. Lift you up. Put you down. Doesn't need to be exact because it's not being made for one particular model. Smooth brain good, bad brain, bad thoughts bounce off, wrinkle brain bad, bad thoughts get stuck and make you sad. It's not, I haven't been having bad thoughts. My brain has just been in the neurodivergent ADHD autistic soup of I'm not having bad thoughts, but it's just I can't focus. The things that I want to do, I can't do for no apparent reason because that's how ADHD be of like, I want to do this thing. Do you have the time to do this thing? Yes. Do you have the energy to do this thing? Yes. Then do the thing. No. No. Won't. Shan't. It's times like this that make me wish I was diagnosed so I could maybe get something for it, because ugh. No, I don't think I will. Exactly. The stars are aligned. Everything is fantastic. Can you do the thing? No. No. Some are worse than others. It will eventually pass because it always does. It's just frustrating to be in the soup at the moment. It's just frustrating to be in the soup at the moment. You think you need some microplastics. No, I've definitely got plenty of them. I think I'm all good. I think I might be getting into the area of needing to convert this into a proper mesh. And so it's slightly asymmetrical, but I think that helps it look more organic rather than it being perfect. Not micro, macro. Get some dice to nom. Oh, you mean these? I don't think we can math rock our way out of this one, babe. Oh. I think it's frustrating because as well you see a lot of people being like, oh, maybe just take a break. And I'm like, I cannot. I cannot. Okay. I'm great at taking a break, but all I think about is work. Yeah, I have that problem as well. The problem of when I am taking a break, I still think I should be working. Yay! The capitalism grind set! think, yeah, I think maybe I've got that to the best point I can. Pathwise. I mean, is there a setting here I can tweak? Like, I feel this end has too much geometry. This end has not enough geometry. Which I think I can get new geometry added in this end by just adding in some subdivides in between these 2 points. Yeah, that adds in more geometry, so that's fine. But to get rid of geometry here, I would have to remove points, and I don't want to do that because those are helping get the shape. So I need to, like, adjust this. Maybe this is brain trying to focus on brain things, but get some sticks of gum to chew on. It gives you something to focus on and maybe keep you from going wonky. Maybe. I don't know. That could work. That definitely reads as something that could work for the spicy brain. Would it work for my spicy brain? I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, we talked about this like 5 billion times. I do a decent job of focusing on stream. Sometimes we tangent off. It happens. I try not to feel bad about it. Generally, I focus better on stream. I cannot and should not stream 24/7. So when there are times where it's like, oh, I really need to do this, but I'm not streaming, often the brain just shuts down, just like, nah, doesn't do it. Ooh, butterfly kind of thing. And I'm like, fuck. Fuck. That's why the highlights video is still not out. It's almost a month late, and that makes me feel so trash. But yeah, it's just because my brain is just being extra spicy at the moment. It will pass. I've lived with my brain for a long time, go figure. You learn how these patterns go. I said it's just annoying when you can see the patterns and you recognize the patterns, but you can't change them. The patterns will persist. We're watching you, yeah. I don't make the rules, but you're my brain. Exactly. I'll make the rules, bud. You're literally the one in charge. You do make the rules. Nah, take it up with management. Your management! What do you mean? And I know it's not healthy to think that medication will just fix everything, but that's a thought that comes out of desperation of just like, I just want to finish the thing. I just want to do stuff. Please. I'm gonna give it a couple of weeks, and it'll probably be fine again. Yeah, let's see beyond the gilded cage. Ooh, no, not that. No. Ah, here we go. So what were we on? We were on 11. 5? No, 5 is... Oh, ooh, look at the front. No, 5 is too much. Oh, there's so much around here, though. That's too much. Okay. I think since this is how I can reduce it, I need to reduce it as much as I can, and then I can add in more points back in to increase it. So I need to focus on this part here. The problem with medication is that it kills the creative side. Source me until high school. That is a big concern. But when I'm in the bad points, it's sometimes a case of like I will try anything. But then it comes up and down. You know, if in a month's time I'm at a high, then I'll be like nah. I'll be like nah. It's when we're in the lows that it's like, oh fuck me. Ooh, that is some interesting geometry choices. That is some interesting geometry that is occurring. There we go. Open that a bit. Keep on running. Keep on running. It affects everyone different, both autism and medication, but that's a kettle of fish that we should leave there. It's one of those things where it has to be discussed with you and your doctor, and I don't have that because we are mid trying to get a diagnosis in the first place. I have another year minimum, but it will probably be more to wait. Once they finally acknowledge that there is a problem, then we can actually address if we want to do something about the problem. But all medication affects everyone differently. So even saying, like, you know, this medication affected me adversely, it's like, oh, it might not for me, because everyone's different. hope you find whatever you've been looking for. I assume modern medications have lessened the effect, but I had the old stuff, so your result will likely vary. Yeah. Science has also advanced a lot further. So yeah. May I ask what medication you were on? Feel free to say no. Obviously, it's personal information. Keep on running. Keep on running. Ooh, how have we ended up with this weird offset? Oh, because there's actually an offset on. Wild. Where is this not in comparison to the center? Okay, it's still kind of off-center. Ritalin, want to say, if I can say. Of course it was Ritalin. I somehow knew in my soul that they would have put you on Ritalin. It's always Ritalin, isn't it? Of just like, uh-oh, ADHD tendencies, Ritalin. Damn. I know you say that it, like, affected you creatively. Do you feel like you ever need to go back, or do you feel like you cope? You not cope, but do you think you manage well enough that you don't need any assistance anymore? Because I think a lot as well that it gets exacerbated by me literally because I have to work for myself, so I am responsible for when things do not get done. But when you work a normal job and literally there are people who can in a way think for you, it was less of an issue. At least that was how I felt it. I feel like I would do better if I was back on it, but I cope fairly well, at least professionally. Fair enough. I understand, obviously, that you unfortunately have the problem of living in America as well, which is obviously something you have to contend with. Oh yeah. amusing facts. The funny thing is that I say it as a joke, except it's like not a joke anymore because it's actually true that every single one of my friends is on the neurodivergent spectrum, and it is actually true. I like reconnected with 2 friends in the space of like a week, and I found out that both of them, one of them was like officially diagnosed, and one of them is on like the place that I am of like, oh, I've realized I definitely have symptoms and I'm on the spectrum and need to get a diagnosis. And I'm like, bro, same. And I'm like, I literally it was the first one, and I was like, bro, same. And then when I was catching up with the second person, they were like, oh yeah, I'm like on the spectrum. I literally just laughed. I was like, all of my friends are neurodivergent. It's just really funny to me. I think that's as good as we're gonna get. I think that might be as good as we're gonna get without going into without like having to individually take things out. But I feel like, yeah, this is the kind of the number that I need in order for this not to come round and look relatively smooth. It's just funny to me. Every single person in my entire life that I have ever gotten on well with has come out freaking 5 years later going, oh, by the way, I'm on the neurodivergent spectrum. And I'm like, signs really were there the entire time, weren't they? It's just funny. It's just funny. I think at this point there's maybe only 2 friends I've had in my life that I couldn't say whether or not they were neurodivergent, and that's because we were friends in, like, primary school, and who's to say? You know? If I wanted to, I could probably get diagnosed and medicated fairly easy, but I also kind of don't want to. Hey, that's understandable. If you don't want to, then don't. It's that easy. I first wanted to live in America, but changed because many people know I know live in the UK, and I just like the UK more. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Kind of the trade-off for the different healthcare systems. America is fairly quick but costs a lot, whereas y'all don't cost nearly as much but it takes forever. Yes, that is true. That is actually pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. Last time I needed a prescription for something, it was very minor. It only cost me like £9 to get the prescription, but the time it took me to get the prescription, the thing had basically gone away. Specifically on medication, it says stimulant medication, medications with Ritalin, non-stimulant antidepressants, which are used for ADHD. GP and doctor give you an idea on how they could affect you, and they'd be more than happy to. Any concerns is based on my own research looking into things. Yeah, it's useful information to know. It's useful information to know. It always boils down to the same thing of, hey, talk to your doctor / GP or whatever. It's good stuff. Okay. So, I think what I want to do is subdivide here so that there is more geometry on this bit for it to have a little bit of physics on it and have a little bit of a waggle around. And the same here, of like, no geometry, no waggle. Spoon to left. Spoon to left. There we go. That's a bit more like it. That's a bit more like it. One more, or is one more going to be too much? I think one more is too much. I found a follow from spoon to left. Is it the fork? I did see the fork. I did see the fork. Also a bad fork. Also a bad fork. Though the spoon to left video is, I think, is a better explanation of just like, no whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yes, the fork. I like spoon to left though. Spoon to left really just summarizes up my brain sometimes. Sometimes it's just spoon to left. Sometimes the spoon is to left. Right. Okay, this infill is awful. I hate it. Spoon to left. Can we get rid of that, please? Fill caps turn off. I would rather manually fill it in myself than deal with that gestures. Fork to left follows up spoon to left. The spoon is required for fork clarification. Promises will keep. Okay. Thank you for the save reminder. Let's see. Blender path geometry resolution. How to curve. Fascinating. But that's not... that's in a different thing. That's in a different thing. That's not helpful. Aha! Found it. There we go. There we go. That's looking better. Sounds like the wind's freaking picked up. Neighbour's on his motorbike again. I think PCG lost it sub to whoever's emote that is. Hilariously, I think that is the person who made the PCG game. I think that's one of the people who owns it / runs it. I.e., it's their bot. I think. I had a picture in my head of the windy wolf, but it's you. Well, your avatar, right? Yeah. It windy. It windy. Okay, I think maybe that is as far as I go with the path. And I'm gonna go convert it to geometry. I think. But I need the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Oh, I return. I hope we are well. Well, right, where were we? Okay. I think I am relatively okay with this. Actually, now that I stand back and look in it, I feel like maybe the knot is too thin. Walking away from the screen was a good idea. I feel like the knot is too thin. We were talking about how much of an amazing person you are and how glad God have you as a friend. Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. Really? I don't know about that. Mm. Just a bit of random fluff on my desk. Now it's on my floor. Probably should vacuum at some point. A Rattata? Just a regular Rattata? You shedding again? I'm always shedding, Core. That's not even a joke. It's spring, so it does track. It does not matter. This is not a bit. I lose an obscene amount of hair off my head every day. It's amazing I am not bald. It is an absolutely obscene amount of hair that is deposited in my vicinity. Need I got a new egg? Oh, it's a battle egg. Sell. Ah, I feel that. I think the two. I think I have a battle egg, and I also have a trade egg. And the battle eggs, I'm like, uh. Oh, hey, UI looks like it's been updated. I must have missed when they did that. Ba-da-da. I'm never gonna do battles, so yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I get that the point of them is to incentivize people to actually do battles. That's the point. But also, no. There we go. That feels a bit more reasonable. That's probably enough resolution wise. A little bit of tweaking I'd need to do in there, but I'm probably going to do that manually. I treat the card game the same way I do PCG. I collect the bibbies. I do not make the bibbies fight. I do play TCG Pocket occasionally. If there's I do a lot of the single player matches when they have like events as well, when they're like, you know, just battle this particular NPC deck. I do take part in that and try to make decks to counter them. I rarely do PvP. I kind of did at the start. I did a couple of PvP ones, but now not so much. But I do sometimes when I need something, mostly when I need something to like occupy my hands more than anything, not even to occupy my brain. Like I'm just sat on the sofa and I'm watching TV, but like I need my hands to be occupied, so I'll open up a single player match. Yeah, that's better. Alright, let's turn these back on. Might make the front a bit thicker now that I see it in comparison to the body. Yeah, this kind of thing. Thanks for the look. Hello. Love you. I think in general that's a decent shape. Because the thing about the Nova, which is optional, is you can hide the fluff. Without the chest fluff, it looks alright. Though I'd probably just put in a blend shape that will let you, like, bring it out further, maybe? Or I suppose actually what you would do is lift it up higher. You just do like a little, sort of like that. Just position it a bit different. Gonna do like that. And then you could have the chest fluff on. And it'd look fine. Yeah. And like I said, I'm going to put blend shapes in to sort of like widen and move this bit to make it able to fit okay. Back to an earlier topic, all of the event quests in Monster Hunter prior to this one are up, and If I read it correctly, the singer of the gang has a new song. Ah, yes, I believe she does. I believe she does. But all of the event quests are up. Nice. Because I don't think I did last week's at all. I don't think I played Monster Hunter last week. I suppose there is an argument to be put forward of do we play Monster Hunter this Friday, since there is an event on. Because I just looked at the Discord and remembered that Mersh had asked, what is the game this week? And I was like, good question, which is my response every week. I was thinking Panemons, but yeah, considering Monster Hunter Spring event is up, it's definitely the go-to. The problem is that it's not quite a community night, really, is it? Because it's 4 people. So we have done it a couple of times. Oh, it's like higher on this side. Event is just a day or two. Thought it was up till May or something. Let me check. Yeah. If it's let me double check. I don't actually know off the top of my head, but events back in World lasted for like 2 weeks. Because they don't expect people to do it all in a day. April 22nd till May 7th. Yeah. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Don't know where I saw a data. I don't know. I don't know. That's very unlike Monster Hunter for them to have a limited event for a day. Weekly quests are weekly, and then seasonal events are 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm just trying to think. Oh God, Jesus! Tell you what's in 2 weeks. My birthday's in 2 weeks. So I already said that I think May 9th I'm going to do VR chat because I think that's good birthday vibes. I haven't used my VR headset since the last VR stream, so I don't know if the issue that was causing me to crash is still in effect. So I need to like have a VR evening because just doing it for half an hour isn't going to test it. So I need to actually do a VR evening like casually and play some VR games just to see if I will crash. One of the nights. So we need if we don't do Monster Hunter this week and we did Monster Hunter next week, that would then take me to my birthday on the 9th. if we didn't do it this week. I ask Spook what he feels like doing, because obviously Spook is still very much on the Monster Hunter grind, so Spook may not want to wait that long and may just do it anyway. So maybe Monster Hunter event. Maybe Monster Hunter event. Maybe because the event started midweek and it was a day or two till the event started. I don't know. It's because there's the spring, there's like the spring festival, and then there's also Raid Hours also happening at the same time, if I recall. League of Legends custom matches 5v5, we can only dream. I will only play League of Legends if Riot fucking pays me. Also, hi, Dan. Raid Hour isn't up until after the spring event. We're doing a lot of freaking guessing. Monster Hunter Wilds events. Event schedule. Monster Hunter website. Let's see. Tongue-tied. New. Careening out of control. Make us Nocturne. Jesus. Gravios Blockade. And then the week after. It's next week. Here you go. So, spring event. All the fucking quests that we've had up until this point. The Chemitrice one, the Cuckoo one, they're all here. All of the events from up until... There's the Chatacabra one. All of the ones from up until now. Bunch of new ones. That's this week. Next week, exactly the same, but Arch-Tempered Raid Hour. Arch-Tempered Raid Hour is next week. And then week after, event is over. We're back to the two normal ones, but Raid Hour is still active. So there you go. No more guessing, just Monster Hunter official website, event, quest, schedule. There we go. Question answered. It is the Spring Festival this week and next week. Next week, Arch-Tempered Raid Hour is available. So, with that said, maybe we do Monster Hunter next week to do Raid Hour. Maybe we do that next week. Trying not to die in Hades too. Been playing a lot of that lately, haven't you? Notices you're having a lot of fun, which is good. Good. We like to see it. Yeah, there's a little bit of mesh scrunching there, which I will probably manually fix, I think. I just need to like manually unpeel it a little bit. I think that is actually now in a state to convert it, which I've been delaying because it's like the next big step. Looks nice on the Jex. It would have to be, again, you'd have to lower it, but yeah. Literally part of the instructions is, hey, you got to position it correctly on your avatar. That's up to you. I can't do it for you. Okay, so we're going to save and we're going to increment. Path. to mesh. Save. Mesh. And now it's an actual mesh. And I don't need the Bezier down here. Delete you. Speaking of ND situations earlier, I gave myself the goal of fully painting a model in a week and I got him done in a day. Ooh, the hyperfocus is real. The hyperfocus is real. It be like that. It do be like that sometimes. Right. So now I want to go in here and carefully kind of like unstitch this a little bit. So we're going to turn on our soft select and we're just going to kind of like move this a little bit. Just gonna carefully, manually tweak this. we go. Right. Okay, I'm thinking some of these are a bit heavy-handed, actually, now that I look at them now. What is... What, let's go viewport. Out of edit mode. Viewport. Statistics. 4K. Yikes. Okay. Okay, but I need to fill this in. It is a long scarf. There we go. Alt F. Delete, dissolve edges. There we go. Save that. Right. Select you. Bring things in a little closer than we could with the path. But to be fair, for a game that's, I think, probably decent. Especially that's the underside, actually. I might bring the top side in a bit more. Scooch that in a bit, maybe. Okay. Yeah, some of these are maybe a bit much. Probably want a few here where it connects, because that's where it's like going to bend a lot. Especially like this one, to be fair. That's probably enough. I'll do one more, actually. Like that. Grab you. Like that. Right. Now, the thing is that we probably could save some faces by, like, deleting internal ones. As I have been known to do with, like, clothing. Yeah, so we could, like, delete these. Like, we don't want to do, like, we don't want to do all the way round. Like that, because obviously it's going to go along here. So we don't want to do it that way. I mean, how many faces are the long bit alone? How many faces is, like, this bit? That's like 600 out of 2k faces, so that would be about 1,000 tries. So unsurprisingly, most of it is here and probably in the knot. So yeah, definitely the interior of the knot I should probably try to get rid of. But I think the interior of the scarf we can also maybe do without. I want to do face step, but, like, I don't want to do it vertically. I only want to do face step along one way. That's how I want to do. So let's grab, like, from here and here. And then... Nope, not quite. So there, and then we Control-Shift+, and we can just go all the way around. Actually, I'm going to increment. Save as. For delete interior. Save as. Oh, it won't let me increase anymore because I guess I've selected too many. Delete faces. And then I'm going to do the same again here. Delete faces. Okay, so I think that and that. Let's have a look over here. So what we could do, I think, is we can have this come until it comes out. No, that's not done it correctly. So select that and then press this until it comes out like here. We can see that, so now we tell it to go back 2. And that's how many we're going to delete. And we just do the same again here. So we increase it. I suppose I can just go until I see which is that face there. Yeah, up until there. Delete faces. So this one is going to go all around the inside. So I want to say about there is probably where the physics are going to start making the underside of the scarf visible. So I think to about there is where that's going to be deleted. And then we're going to do the same again. And it's a roundabout way of doing it, but hey, I'm doing it. Because I know some people wouldn't. Faces. Deleted. So we're getting rid of some of the unnecessary interior faces. I think for the knot in particular, I could probably get rid of another layer. Yeah. If you're getting this close to the scarf, you are scrutinizing it. Because, yeah, even if you're looking at the back of someone's neck, that should not be visible. Faces. Whereas, like, if it's looser around the neck and you're looking down, you might. I need to have like this lip a little bit, I think. In fact, what I think I'm going to do is, I'm gonna go like from, I think about here. I'm gonna go around and select all of this. I'm gonna actually pull it in a little bit to give us like a little bit of a interior kind of lip. Yeah, sort of do that. And I'm going to do the same on the underside. Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me? Can't dig up a grave. I'm just going to pull that in ever so slightly so that from the underside there's a bit of a lip as well. Absolutely none. There we go. That's pulling our interior in a little bit. Do I feel like I want to maybe pull this in a little bit, perhaps, and see how it looks? Do I prefer it to be pulled in or pulled out? Ah! Hello, Hope. Okay, so we got a lot in here that we maybe don't need. Going to say hi, gonna head out pretty soon. Fair enough. Hope you've had a good day. Seems like you've been very busy, and guessing it's to do with school. What do we have for last community night? I don't know. We were discussing this earlier. I don't know. We were discussing this earlier. I feel like maybe we do. I feel like maybe we do a game this week, and then next week it's going to be Monster Hunter, and then the week after that it's going to be VR chat. Because there's a Monster Hunter event at the moment, but like half of it isn't out yet. Half of it is this week, and then the rest of it is next week. So I'm like, okay, so maybe we don't do Monster Hunter this week. We do it next week. So I still need. It doesn't answer the question of what I'm doing this week. So weirdly, I know what I'm doing next week, but not this week. Sorry, that was a very long way. That was a very long way to answer that question. 2 quizzes and a midterm for tomorrow. Been writing a report for the last 4 hours. Oof, yeah. Yeah, it's the time of year for it. I'm sure you're going to do amazing, Hope. Okay, I got more internals that I can delete here. Technically, I could just delete all of this, but I do want to have, like, the mesh be connected still. Of, like, you know, none of it's visible, so technically you don't need any of it. And I'm like, yeah, but me, myself, making it, I need the visual of, like, these 2 bits are connected in this way. Delete those faces. It's probably about as much that's gonna do. Okay, I feel like maybe this edge we can live without. It's a tough one, actually. It's kind of a tough one. Oh. This is where I'm going to go on Gumroad, and I'm going to go look at some clothing that people have made and be like, what's the kind of poly count that people go for? Lethal Company or Pico Park? Probably not Pico Park. I feel like Pico Park doesn't really have the replayability of we've done all the puzzles, so we've kind of done it. And I've kind of gone off Lethal Company. Because honestly, it feels like Repo's just better. I'm not in the mood to play Repo. I'm being very problematic at the moment, I think. Because my brain is so scattered, which we've talked about a lot on stream today. My brain is being weird at the moment. Okay. VR chat clothes. Did you mean mean boob avatar? No, I did not mean boob avatar. Fucking Gumroad. Fuck off. Jinxie. Gumroad is like impossible, honestly. Literally searching for clothing, and none of the things that it has brought up are clothing. They're all avatar bases. Jinxie, clothing. There we go, clothing. Right, do any of these have poly counts on them, is what I'm interested in. Bearing in mind that my scarf is like extra, extra long. Do any of these list their poly counts? Nope, that one does not. That one's 6k, which is already less than mine, and mine is longer. Okay, I feel less bad. I was like, oh, 4k feels like a lot. This one's 6k, and is smaller than mine. How about this one? Okay, this one's 2k. Oh, they've actually shown their geometry. Interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. I hadn't thought of that, but that's not a bad idea. That does not have a thing listed, a poly count listed. How about this one? That one's 6,000. That one's a double scarf, though. It's got like 2 bits that come off the end of it. But I can see from their wireframe that they didn't bother with the knot. They literally just had like the 2 ends of the scarf and just sort of shoved them in. Which, to be fair, was how I was initially going to do it. I was just going to model the scarf and shove the end inside it. But then I was like, let's experiment with doing a path, which does look cool. Hello, Gumroad, I would like a scarf. Did you say hyperfem? No, I fucking didn't. I recommend Who's Your Daddy, Stick Fight the Game, Spider Heck. There's nothing to trigger info, but Spider Heck. That is the only one on that list I've never heard of. I'm hesitant to search this. Oops. Also, I've said this several times, the problem with recommending new games is that people have to own them. That's a little on the edge for me. Not gonna lie. Hmm. It looks slightly like Repo. We haven't played Repo. Not Repo. Rounds. It looks like Rounds. We haven't played Rounds in a while. In a very long while. Although I feel like that was because, again, we had to mod it and it broke. Because mods just make everything break. Which is why I don't like doing mods. It was fun, was the thing. It does look like a lot like Rounds. Yeah, it just looks like Rounds. With a slight twinge of phobia to make me discomfort. Yeah, I've been told about Who's Your Daddy and Stick Fight before. Who else owns this? Only 4 people own it. So Stick Fight. Stick Fight the game. No one owns it. Okay. Oh no, wait, no. I was looking at the wrong thing. A couple of people own Stick Fight. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 people, even less. This is the problem I have every week. Rounds could be fun. Rounds could be fun. There's Aggro, which is just werewolf game. That's just Among Us again. What are we doing today? Hi, Pyra, I'm making a scarf. And we're having our usual weekly dilemma that I have every fucking week, which is picking the community game. But also my brain is being soup this week, so I'm sorry if I'm just being problematic to anybody in chat. Rounds would be fun. What are the chances that Rounds mod has been fixed? Because Rounds itself hasn't had an update in, like, forever. Community game survive. Ugh. That's too real, though. That's what I do throughout the rest of the week. There's bad energy on the whole world. A little bit, yeah. The vibes are not great at the moment, but we do our best. When was this last updated? The Rounds with Friends multiplayer extension was last updated 2 years ago, so the problem that we had with it probably hasn't been fixed. Cool. Maybe not then. Why do all these fun games make themselves 4-player? Okay, one of the scarves that I looked at gave me an idea, though. I'm going to increment. So we've done delete interior, and now we're going to do retop. Kinda. It's not actually retopology, so don't get mad at me, but it's kind of like retopology a little bit. And what I'm going to do is... Shink! We get knife. Don't panic. I'm going to go for here, I think. We're going to go you. Nope. You to you. And we're going to go you to you. Like that, methinks. So a game called Republic of Jungle, advertised a while back, jackpot-style deduction game with black stats a scar. You enter on the side of President Puma or take part of the leader and bring him down. Let's have a look. Republic of Jungle. Republic of Jungle. It is free. Okay. Oh yeah, so it does use it uses your phones. Okay. Five to 10 players. Players advised to President Puma re-election depends on your loyalty. In social deduction party game, leakers try to sneak missions to leak Puma secrets. All this sort of stuff. Now, read the room and bluff your way to political victory. Okay, read the room is hard when it's online, but you probably could play it online. I'll add to my library. I might look at that later. Thank you for the recommendation. Head out for now. See you later, chat. Bye, Hub. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, yeah, as you scroll down, it says you can share the game screen with other players. Play remotely with online friends or host a DIY show for a stream audience. Fair enough. Okay, interesting. Oh, why did I close down the one I was looking at? Where are we? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 things. So we have. Let me go back. Okay. Let me remember how to do this, because again, I don't do it often enough for it to like glue in my brain. pencil. So it's like, nope, pencil. So we do the line. It's the line, line, line. I think, no. Not that way. It's line to there. Line to there. And then line across like that. Right? No. Brain soup! Brain soup! Send you a clue that being placed to get an idea how it works and judge if it matches the vibe of the stream. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think the reason that this is not working in my brain is because I'm technically looking at this upside down. This reference image is doing big to small, and I want small to big. So I want to do like whoosh, 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 like that. And then square, and then square. No. So we make square, delete line, and then line, line, and then is one big square. Yeah, like that. So knife. So we make square like this. Line, line, and then is one big square. Ooh. Delete edge. Delete edge. And I'm gonna leave the central for texturing purposes, I think, so that we don't have any huge faces. But there we go. Ah, square is square. Square is square. Or rectangular, I should say. There we go. I gotta repeat that. Took a sec, because brain fog. So I'm keeping the polys up here where they're needed when it's getting all twisty. And then this can delete edges. And then these just go straight up to there where it gets deleted anyway. Not faces. Delete. Dissolve edges. Dissolve edges. There we go. So we've got not as many here, but we still have the ones that we need up here because it's going around the neck. Because I was like, if I just select this and delete it, then I lose kind of like the nice subtle little sort of bump silhouette that I'm getting that I kind of like. And I want to do the same with this one here. So, Kniffy. So we do here, we do cut, and we do cut, and we do cut. Ah! No, wait, I did that wrong. No, wait, I didn't. And then you delete. Yes. And then this can go all the way around into there where it's being eaten up. Dissolve edge. Dissolve edge. There we go. So we're getting like the rounded end of the scarf. And now we're down in 3K rather than 4K. That feels better. That feels better. Excuse me. Water. So you're not gonna lie, there are like 2 to 3 people I need to be there for you to meet in FF. Fair enough. That's on you, because I stream at the same time every week. That's on you. I'm going to the moon this week. increase the selection of this. Do this a little bit. Then I'm going to grab this and do the opposite. Going to go round. I'm going to squish you in a little bit. Grab these as well. I like having this sort of like shape at the bottom. It gives it like a bit of weight. I think this little bit of asymmetry is nice because it makes it feel like it's fabric. Okay. I'm gonna pick up Reaper so I can make Joe Cat references. Hey, why not? Why not? Hey. I think maybe I might say that that's the mesh done. I gotta UV unwrap it, which is always fun. Edges. So I want, even though this is really long, I want this bit to be as straight on the UVs as possible for the purposes of shader usage, which I am not an expert in. I'm not even proficient in it. I don't really know how shaders work or how you use them because they're all varied and they're all their own thing. But I am vaguely aware that with things like audio link, UV positioning and layout can matter a lot with like the direction that the audio link effect goes in. And the best way that I can explain this is with the visual aid with the help of Koodalin. Let me find the video that Koodalin made when she did feathers on her feathered raptor. Don't trust them, they seem a little shady. Feathers? Yes. Yeah, Koodalin made a Feathered Raptor DLC for her Dragon base. Koodalin made the Jex, which I think you all know at this point that I'm a big fan of the Jex, but she also has a Dragon base. And she made feathers for it. Why can I not find this video now? Oh, I can't find it now. That's a shame, because it was a really good example of what I am trying to explain. Here it is. Found it. Right. This video helps explain why for things like audio link, the direction, orientation of UVs and stuff can be important. This is new. So watch the rainbow on the feathers as she moves them. See how they're all flowing in the same direction? It's basically that. Because they're all orientated the same way, they're all flowing in the same direction. Which is why I want this big piece to just be like one solid piece, so that when Audio Link fires like a color flash, it just goes all the way along the length. You know? Whereas in the past, I might have been like, oh, if I chop this into bits, then I can fit it into the space better. But for the purposes of things like that, actually no, we want this to be like one big solid piece. Excuse me. Blah. See ya. When the world is upside down. And then you end up with pictures like this. You can see like the lines are going along the tail. Basically, you know, if this signal is being sent out by an audio link, which is what this is, we want this line to travel along the scarf in the same way it is along this tail. We don't want it to be like at 90 degrees going in a different, you know, we don't want it going lengthways along the scarf kind of thing. Stuff that I learned recently, basically from observing literally Kudlin's process as she made her feathered raptor. Wow, pause check, thank you. So, I think I'm going to go with you as a seam. And I think I'm going to go for you as a seam. Let's go with there. Mark seam. I'm already feeling maybe I could have moved that up further, but whatever. We're here now. Do we mark that all the way around? I think maybe we do. I think maybe we do just mark that all the way around. Mark seam. I don't even know your name. Right, and I think what I'm going to do is mark seam here where the knot kind of like ends. Mark seam there. Let's just have a little look at how that looks. Unmodified UV jump scare. Not at the time, it's nearly 5:30. Thank you. Ooh, right. Forgot about the end of the scarf. It's always something. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Mark seam. There we go. A. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Butterflied. Unwrap. There we go. So, still quite vertical, but like more usable. Now, question is, I think I have a UV square. But where did I save my UV square? I'm in love with the fox boy on the internet. Okay, cute, but I don't even know your name. Okay, not so cute. Yes, it's a song about parasocial relationships. It's a song about a guy who falls in love with a VTuber streamer. Which is why that one time when you were like, oh, it's like you and Spook, I was like, no, it's not. It's definitely not. Do not make that comparison. Ever. The irony is that a lot of people who you could argue the song is about don't get it. They go, yeah, I'm in love with a fox boy on the internet. And you're like, oh, God. Oh, God. Right, where is my UV square? Where did I save my UV square? Did I save it with all my Blender stuff? Blender files. I did! So if we just go back a couple. UV checker! Open image. Image. Open. UV checker. Why are you not showing? Why you... Why you no do the thing? Why you pank? Why you pank? You're supposed to be rainbow. On the surface, not paying attention, it's a normal cute relationship, and then you stop and listen to it and you go, oh, never mind. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Yeah, that is kind of the point. Why you pank? I've not had that problem before. Up until this point, every time I have plugged in a colour, it has just done the thing. The image is fine, it's like right there. There's the image. I am confusion. Blender, image, file, displaying pink. Color pink indicates the texture file is missing. But it's not. It's right there. And it works. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. There we go. You can see the rainbow occurring. So there we go. The reason that we need to do this is so that this can be rotated. Wow. So that it is red at both ends. So the color that goes down is the same in both directions. And also we need that little end nubbin to be at the top, which I think is this little end nubbin here. Grab. So you need to be up there so that you're in like a similar area. I'm probably going to put the two bits in the middle. I'm going to put them slap bang in the middle like that. And you can be up here. Like that. Ooh, wait, no. If I'm understanding that video correctly, it will start at the top of the image, which means it's starting at the bottom. So, no, you all need to go upside down like that. So that the end is the bottom. Like that. And then you and you I want both of you to be in line with roughly this, which is handily number 25. So we rotate you that way. Then we grab you and move you up to around the 20s. I'm going to put you on this side. And I could enlarge those, but part of me doesn't want to, so that it's like the same distance for the two sections, you know? But then, let's see what else. You need to be towards the bottom with these guys. Here. And put you there in between the two like that. Actually, I'm going to put you in between like that. So you look like you flow onto one another. Right, these bits are where we get a bit more complicated. I'm going to save there before I get too lost in the source, because this bit's going to take a hot minute. That at least is like the start. So in theory, if I grab this now, we can do the same effect that we saw in that video. If I grab this and move it, the rainbow moves. Okay. So when I next work on this, I want to try to finish the UV. I might put this straight into Unity with the UV square to see how it handles before we do a texture. So I need to do the UVs, I need to rig it, which is I need to have a bone come along here, and I need to have a bone go along there. And that is it. And that's going to be Friday daytime. Right, I am going to go make dinner. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. I will see you guys tomorrow for going to the moon. We are going to the moon. So that's exciting. But, and I am going to try to spend my evening to work on the highlights video. I've been trying to do that all week, and it's been an uphill struggle. My brain does not want to do it. But I feel awful that the month is going to be over soon and the video's not done yet. So it is what it is. And just try my best to get through it. But yes, enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever it is you get up to. And I hope to see you tomorrow. And I need to work out what we're doing Friday as well. Spinning plates. Right. Love you all very much. Thank you for the support. It's always appreciated. And yeah, thank you. I love you. I'm gonna go. I'll see you soon. We should probably raid, but I don't know who to raid into, and no one's leaping out at me, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I had a quick glance, no one leapt out at me, so I'm gonna go. Bye-bye! Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye, 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 bye-bye.